we are here today to do uh, an ambient soundscape in Ableton, and then use that to kind of do an audio reactive driven environment, so to speak. Um, and normally at this point, I would play whatever audio we are going to be messing with today while I send out the stream. However, I don't have any audio started. We're doing that all from scratch today. So I'm just gonna throw it over to the cool analog video looking thing while I send out the stream. Yeah. All right. So note to self, find a way more efficient way of doing that if I don't have audio for the stream. All right. So today we are going to be doing just a sort of abstract kind of soundscape kind of thing in here in Ableton. And then we're going to export those as different stems so that I can use it for different effects that are audio driven inside of our Touchdesigner project. So for that, I'm really still enjoying doing a lot of drum design. So I want to do something where, or like a drum pattern, but then take bits of it and resample it, or like siphon the audio into other lanes, and then do some other stuff and just kind of make it, or just a track that we can use for inspiration for Touchdesigner. Really, I just want to play around in Touchdesigner, but I want to do something audio reactive, audio driven, and the idea I have, I just don't have anything audio related yet for. So, sitting here trying to think of ways to make this more interesting. What if we did like a repeating, like, no, we'll make it even. We'll do random division, or, I'll do an 8-bar pattern for what my kick will be. My snare is going to be a 5-bar pattern, and my hi-hats will be like this weird 6-bar. and then we'll just repeat them. I saw somebody a while back do something similar to this for like a techno idea where they just used different loops for each drum, or like length of loops for each drum, so that the patterns like really started to vary. But yeah, it was just these few little patterns they were just repeating in different ways. So right now I'm just gonna lay down like a basic. Well, I guess I'm gonna set my BPM. I want this to be really more like an environment kind of sound thing. So I'm gonna kick it down really low to like 90. And then I have no idea what note. We'll do F sharp. I haven't done anything in F sharp, and that's just so I can. We'll set our kick on F sharp 1, F sharp 0. Yeah, that's. And then right now, I really have no idea what. I have nothing in my head, but I know that if I just kind of uh, start laying stuff out, something will start to count. And then yeah, I don't really know, or there's a vision being built. You're just gonna have to trust me here. But we'll add like this little triplet thing here. All right, and then something for the snare. Normally I'll put it on like the fifth or the perfect fifth of my key. So F sharp, that's gonna be right. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Okay. Weird thought. Uh, and then yeah. So, and then these two can just repeat indefinitely. And then I don't know what I want for the hi-hats yet. Well, I still never knew what I wanted for any of this, but I know I want that to be quiet for now. Oh, and I want to go into my snare. I need to change this in my template here, but I don't actually have the levels linked to velocity. So I'm gonna do that real quick and talk louder so the gate doesn't keep cutting off my voice. And then I'll do like a triplet descending down kind of thing. And right now, like if I play it, it's not going to change in pitch, but that's just simply because right now we're only using a noise source. Later, I'll go in and like if I do it now, you'll hear it. But that's a little bit too like tonal. I'll use like FM modulation, some phase distort, or like different things to widen out that tonality and make it feel more atonal. But then yeah, just kind of keep like a weird descending pattern. And then probably do like this cascade downwards on each one. Then I want to vary this too. And then this will be another one. I think I need to link the volume. Yeah, I do. Yeah, we're something like that. And then a lot of this will probably go back and adjust after the fact. But really, right now, I just want to get stuff out there. So when we start playing around with the sound design, we can go back and edit this based off what sounds good. Nope, that doesn't work. That was way too fast. Maybe. Or I'll probably do triplets this part. And maybe drag this too. What if we just keep, I wonder, mathematically this should land eventually where they all end at the same time. I wonder what that would be though. We're getting closer. Maybe. Okay, well, that's just going to be the end of our pattern because I really don't want to make this any longer than it already is. And right now it is kind of really annoying. But that's where we have to now use our ears and our brains. So we randomly kind of put this all together, but the randomness was from my own hands here. So we're gonna chalk that up to my subconscious guiding me. And now the challenge is use my ears and my conscious brain to make it sound good. So yeah, let's start doing that. First thing I do want to mess with is I want to really start playing with the hi-hats because that has a lot going on that we can't hear yet because it's all information we're not using. And so I'm using the velocity to also control the amplitude of our hi-hat. So if you hit it a little bit harder, it's gonna like ring out, or like, yeah, ring a little bit louder. If you hit it a little bit softer, it's gonna be a lot more closed. But then now it's a game of like messing with this and see how I can have like a tonality to it without actually feeling like I'm hitting like specific notes and making a melody out of it. Ooh. All right. And or well, first I guess I want to figure out what I want to do for this other oscillator. A lot of times, or well, I did this the other day and I thought it sounded kind of funny. I'll put it in granular, and if we go to these like sound effects, let's see. Uh, Somewhere in here, I'm sure. Ooh, we'll do cicadas. That would be cool. I realized I was muted. We'll put it in manual, and then if we do like a sample and hold here, and I'll probably remove that modulator. But if we put this on the position, and then we can use some of these randoms. So, or well, I want to do like more random on like pitch, and then random on the length. So it like gets really choppy and then like more flowy, fluttery. And then kick the random pan up, because we're really just building a soundscape out of this like drum loop thing. So I wouldn't mind having this moving all around, help fill up that space. And the cicadas are pretty lost, and I kind of want to process them like their own thing inside of this. So I'm going to put it to none and then just kick it into my bus one there. And if we create another sample and hold, we'll probably kick it up a lot higher. And then if you start pulling down the mix knob on like the bode frequency shifters, it starts getting this like weird phasing kind of sound that I really like. And then I will just add an OTT kind of multi-band compressor. Yeah, I'll have to, I really can't, and since it's running through there, I'm gonna have to filter it over there. And then might as well look at some of these. Ooh, that could be cool. So we'll just and then we could use this maybe to change. And then now I feel like I want to process this hi-hat a little bit differently before I mix them together. So we'll just turn that there. Well, actually, I'm going to send this to filter 2 and not do a bus. And then because I just want to put a high pass on this and I'm not using it, so I might as well. And then that one's going to go into none and then into bus 2. Can I like just shift this up a bit? And then we put it like that. And then if I put it in pre with like that band pass, what I'm thinking is, you know, I could use that for like the drive amount, like jitter it around. And then this slower moving one, use that to like. And then maybe hyperdimension. No, I'm not feeling it. Though I have been messing around a lot with the convolve and then playing with the weird and like just messing. There was like adding some attack and then turning down the decay a ton. Is that gonna like kill it? Yeah, we are not going to modulate the size. That's too much. And then now we'll kind of like try to glue these two sounds together. No, that bunker thing is not good at all. I hate that. That though sounds a lot better. And then we'll throw on, actually no, I'll use delay outside of here. All right, so it's been like 20 minutes and now we have hi-hat sounds that I like. Now it's just time to decide if we are gonna do hi-hats or snares, or hi-hat or kick or snare. I'm probably gonna do the kick because I kind of want to mess with that, make a good foundation. Maybe I'll do like, since I'm doing like an evolving soundscape, maybe what I'll do for this like sound here is do some wavetables that like it'll like variate in its position using sample and holds, and so every time the kick will be slightly different. And I'm still debating if this is going to be more a traditional drum kit, or if or like a more traditional kind of kick, or if it's just going to be more of a low kind of boomy sound that has other stuff going on with it. Yeah, but I need to go and grab my cat because they are getting something I don't want. So analog video time. All right, come here there. Good girl. All right, we are back. And I was thinking, I like some of these. And if or I like some of these vowel waves, but I was thinking the kick is too short the way I have it programmed to like I'll drag them out. I'll make them longer because I'm thinking I could use, well, some of them I'll make longer. Actually, well, I'll do that in the first pattern here and we'll just leave that because I want to like, since I'm not doing like a traditional kick, I do want to like vary how long some of these are so that I can like utilize the evolving wavetable. But yeah, so we'll go into here and we'll pull Serum 2 back up. We'll have it like the longest at All right, so from here, we'll start adding those wavetables. So I will try native curse. And then that's only half of it, but now we'll put on the sample on hold. And then we'll set this to be fully smooth at a quarter note triplet, a little bit different. And then we'll set that to be at 50% too. So now wherever it lands, it's going to do like an A mount, and it won't like freeze at one portion of the wavetable because it's out of bounds. And then obviously I want to, or I could put like the kick sub like body sign in the sub oscillator, but I want to put it here because I don't necessarily want it to always be a I don't want it to always be like a booming kick, and so I'm also making a sample and hold that's an eighth note triplet because I want to take that. And now we're already getting like a really cool sound, I think. Maybe I will add this, but like really, or a lot quieter, just so we always have like a little bit of a thud. And then on this second pattern, just to keep it interesting, we'll adjust the kicks on this one too. Oh, and then if I'm gonna make it up to a half, I'm probably gonna have some volume. And put another. What if actually? And then drag this back over. We're gonna turn always on. Turn that way up. Yeah, I think that sounds really cool. And then if we like put that an octave up, that's not. And then we'll add some slidey notes to this one as well. Go even higher than last time. Figure how that. And then bam, that's I think, really pretty cool already. And at this point now, I'm just kind of adding things to hear how it's down. Like, I think that's pretty cool, right in that little. And then I want that to like kind of snap into like something or like normal to like broken kind of chaos. So a good way we can do that is if you go into your matrix, you can actually edit the curve. So right now, by default, it's just a flat, like, you can think about your Y as like position or value, X as position. And then right now, so the value maps perfectly to position, but if I like grab it right here, as long as the, or if we'll move it to 50%. So if it's at that 50% mark, as long as it's underneath this line, it's not gonna have any FM modulation. But as soon as you go over that 50%, you're gonna run through the entire length of your modulation. And that's gonna get where you get that really like distorted kind of sound from this. And then we'll play with this. 1, 2. And then run this through like a bandpass. And then a little bit of pull in the other direction from our other modulator. And then I guess I don't want to focus too much on the kick itself. I want to spend more time when I'm putting it into other like layers to make other stuff. So we're just going to kind of feel it out somewhere right around here. Yeah, right. And then I want to throw on like a and that's probably all that I want to do for the kick right now. And then I do want to go back to the hi-hat real quick. And then on my or I'll do note on per random, but I want to change some of the, or like I want the fine pitch to change on these so that it adds a little bit more variation because it's starting to sound a little repetitive to me. There we go. It's just a little bit not as repetitive. Oh yeah, but now I want to also copy these two patterns that I did. Bam. And then we are going to now work on the snare. Turns. Okay, so I have these two on my like default snare outline template. I have these two LFOs here, and the LFO one is for my level 4 like oscillators, like my body sound of the snare, and then LFO 2 usually does my noise for like the metallic ringy kind of aspect of the snare. But I've also now kind of been playing around with, I'll take a third LFO and I will make like a really, really uh, quick envelope that raises and falls. And then link that to my main tuning and then just turn that up ever so slightly. So. And then we'll change this right away to pink noise. And then I like to do a dual filter still for these. So filter 1 into filter 2. Filter 1 is going to be a low pass, 6 dB low pass. And then the second one is going to be a 24 dB high pass. And that just gets rid of the low end. So that helps me kind of filter and shape frequency-wise the basis of my snare. And then for that, I'll just go back here and then add these. And oftentimes I will actually use these two as the two different modulators for these positions. So. All right, and now I'm just kind of trying to figure out, playing with my two amplitude envelopes here, trying to kind of shape out how the snare rings. And then, yeah, adding some kind of like note on random for your amplitude or any of your envelopes really for drum sounds, I find kind of helps make it feel a little less static, a little less like it's coming out of a machine. Yeah. Now I kind of want to make a, now that we have the basis for like a we have the basis for like a normal synthesized snare, but now I kind of want to use that and like jump off into like something wacky. So like maybe use like a Reese wavetable. All right, now we'll make our sample and hold here. I'll smooth it out and then use that to like control maybe the chorus on this. And then we could use oscillator 3 as like another granular layer. All of my envelopes are set to this like eighth note that these are. But if I like wanted to extend it, I can make it so that there's like a layer that comes up in like some of these longer hits. Yeah, so I will do like a pattern where they're longer and then a pattern where they're not. And then we'll just keep continuing that on. Bam, just like that. And then now if we go in to Serum, we'll create a granular layer and we'll try like a snare drum actually. And like we'll try this snare, see how it sounds. I'm gonna go muted, or actually, no, I'll just these off there. And then turn off all these. Huh. No clue why it's not making sound anymore. Oh, it is. It's just really quiet. Maybe. Well, that's annoying. It's playing. It's just not making audio. Okay. What if I put it in manual? Move the position. I have no clue why these granule players are so damn quiet. Okay, so maybe not the granular or like a snare. Maybe like a something cool like. Yeah, that's making sound, but that's really. No, not the glass lid. That's not what we're looking for. I am back on my drums, so I really want to do something with like a snare. Yeah, that'll work. It's definitely gonna need to go into a bus as opposed to that, so I can like make it fucking audible. Okay, so in bus one, we are just gonna go in and we are gonna multi-band compress. Okay, that's just gonna have to work. All right, we're gonna put that in manual, and then this is on a quarter note. We're gonna turn this to a eighth note triplet, sample and hold, and then use that to farthest out I want to go right before the. Oh, that's perfect. Now it's finally getting loud. Yeah, so that's sometimes gonna echo on beyond everything else, or that like granular layer, and then we can add some like effects to the grands, and it's. Oh, I didn't. All right, so I've been using Serum too, like since the day it came out, and I've never paid attention to this little button. That's really cool. I didn't know you could do that in the effects section. The more you know, I guess. But I feel like I've been playing with this sound quite a bit. All right, so I would say that is good for the like drum bass layer of everything. Um, yeah, I now drop my phone. Oh well, I was using it. I now kind of want to play around and adjust what I have in here. So I want to get rid of pretty much everything except for this section here, and we're gonna rename it to siphoned drums. Okay, and then all of these right here are gonna be siphonings of this. And a good way to do that is I was watching a YouTube about it not too long ago. But like if I grab this gate plugin and I just throw it on here, I can do a side chain. So like an external side chain. I'll take it from the kick, and then if you do that, or now we're just getting that kick audio into input one here, and this kick is still going. I guess technically too, you could do that other ways by like changing this and then kick. Oh no, I guess the audio won't come through when you do that. Okay. Bam. So I am smart. I'm doing it the best way. All right. So yeah, we have that. And then later I'll like record it into audio on there. But this way it's really easy to just keep playing around with it. So I know I want just to fill out the soundscape with things that don't sound bad is essentially my end goal. So I know I want to do something out of the kick. If we just look at the kick though, okay, I guess we do have some decent high end frequencies. So we're just gonna cut this around like 250 for now. And then uh, maybe like a spectral resonator. And then right now, the spectral resonator, it's not really doing anything. Or well, it's just resonating on one note. What we could do is, since we're in the key of F sharp major, or yeah, F sharp major. I don't know why. That's why I was looking at it wrong. Yeah, it's F sharp major. So we're in that key. If I do just like for now, let's try just doing like a basic chord progression in that key. I'm just gonna throw on a random instrument because really we're not gonna actually leave an instrument on here. I just want to hear something while I play. Yeah, what if I just do like those two chords? That's an E, and they're really pretty sounding. I don't even think that will It's really hard to play my keyboard right now too, because like in my setup, if you look, I have this microphone that's like inches from my fucking keyboard. And so when I play, I have to like look around it. It is not the most ideal part of my setup, but eventually I will get like one of those esque microphone stands and I'll just clamp it on and then it won't be an issue. But that's for future me to deal with. Right now I got to record MIDI and I was doing sounds design, so I need to turn that back on. And I guess I could have kept going, but I like that. And then I was realizing I was playing this not as information for a plugin, but like it was going to be a actual aspect of this, but it is not. So I want this quantized. And there is a point to having no space without MIDI because essentially I want to have the sound going the whole time, or like the kick with stuff that we're going to add. It's going to drag it out, make it longer, and I want MIDI information throughout the entirety. So whenever there's sound, it can be properly like pitched around the way it needs to be. And then bam, that's just another one of our off patterns. Let's see if it perfectly loops. Bro, we did it. We finally made one that perfectly fucking loops. Let's go. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off analog, and now I'll kind of explain what it was that I was trying to do. So if we go in here, we're gonna turn MIDI on. We're gonna go and grab, we're gonna call this chord MIDI. And then we're just gonna go into here and grab chord MIDI. Turn on polyphony and yeah, so if you listen now, those or the spectral resonator is making it resonate on the specific notes that we did in our MIDI. So now we're using the kick to drive like a chord progression behind this track. And then we're also going to, I want, before we run it through the spectral resonator, I want to run it through some sort of like reverb or delay to extend it, to make it like drag on longer than the actual kick. And so for that, I might do an echo or Valhalla frequency echo, just to, because I think it would be cool because the frequency echo is going to be already frequency shifting, and then you have this spectral resonator that's going to like lock it into specific notes. So I think that would be kind of an interesting sound. And I think in like the spirit of this kind of like random track, we'll do an LFO. And then we are gonna have this to random, changing every bar. And we are gonna map this to our delay time here. I think already that's really cool. So we're gonna rename this to kick chords. Next, I want to do something with the hi-hats. Okay, so what if we go ahead and add our gate to start? And then we are just gonna grab our hi-hat sound, set this to monitor. And then already I wanna do an echo. This one is gonna be triplet, eighth notes. Then we're gonna do quarter note. And both of them are gonna ping pong. Set them to 50 to start. Okay, so now that I'm kind of doing that, I want to use roar to crunch things together. All right, so that's a lot going on, and it is kind of not good right now. But my thinking is I can back us out of this corner. I just needed a lot of stuff going on so I could bust out this guy. All right, I think that's kind of really cool and liquidy, but I do want to play around with like changing the bandwidth randomly on my vocoder. So I'm gonna throw this back on. We'll do that every. And then I want to change this between like 25 and 75%. And then we can kind of further force this into being a melody by like turning an auto tune onto it. So just set it to our scale here. Never mind, it's not going to really detect it as a pitch. Though we could do a shifter. All right. So I'm going to throw one more LFO on, and for the first time in my life, I'm using one of these LFOs as an LFO, not as a random. I'll set it to this. Okay, I think that's really cool. And now we're gonna move on to doing something with the snare, but I really, that's really loud. Or there's like a really harsh, like high pitched frequency somewhere in there. All right, I'm hoping that tames it. And then lastly, we are going to do something with the snare. So one more time, well, I have one more idea. So 2 more times, we're doing this gate. We are grabbing an external, we are grabbing our snare, turning that on. Let's try spectral freeze or spectral time. Okay, so we'll use like a, okay, we can sync it. some sort of grain delay. Alright, I have no idea what I want to do for this last little. I guess I'll do another echo, kind of. All right, I know the last thing I want to do is I want to make a bass line, and I'm gonna use the whole drum track as the siphon. Uh, First, I'm gonna go through and just do like a MIDI bass line. Throw in Serum 2. I'm starting to experience more and more delay in this system. So trying to do that is going to be interesting. I'm starting to hear an echo too, and I'm trying to ignore it. So we're going to try playing something. Probably going to have to just do a lot of MIDI correction. But yeah. Yeah, bro, this is tough. The delay is getting really bad. Okay, what if I just turn off a bunch of stuff that I'm not using? Will this actually affect CPU usage? Kinda. Okay. Well, we're just gonna give it one more fighting shot. Yeah, now that I don't have anything, that's okay. So I have too many things running. That's really my problem. So we're just gonna paint in a baseline. Or no, we're gonna give it one last fighting shot. We're gonna unpause everything, and we're just going to ignore the lag and do our very Okay, we're gonna make that usable. And I'm just not gonna play the entire. This is gonna go off. I'm just gonna. All right, we are almost able to. I forgot I have a whole other program to work around in today. Oh, there should be it. Come on. Yeah, so we're gonna do something like that for the bass pattern, I guess. But we will loop where it's at, and then we can delete serum because we just needed bass MIDI. All right, so we are gonna grab this, do one more gate. Do it from the drums bus. And then now we're gonna throw a roar on there. And then in here, I wanna do MIDI for feedback from bass MIDI. Turn this over to note. That's a lot of feedback. Okay, we're just gonna turn all of this down. Too, if I do it that way, I need to create an automation that will turn the volume on and off here. Or well, I'll do it for the dry and wet. Or no, I'll need to do it for the volume of this whole. But I don't want to do that till or well, no, that'll work. I'll do this where it's at that audio level, and then make it come down. Make this, I'll make each one like progressively longer on how it feed out. Except probably that last one. I forgot. I wanted this to be like really clean. And then I realized I needed to pick that down to be a sub bass. So I'm now going into my spectral resonator and then accounting for that and the transposition by going up 2 octaves. And then lastly, I think I want to do like erosion on top of this. Just like a slight movement. A smarter me would just grab LFOs off these other ones and reuse them, but I'm not that smart. And then lastly, I want to go on this drums, and then we are going to make kind of an intro. And so for that, I went to auto filter. And then this first one, we're going to make a high pass. that to be done before then. And then something kind of for an outro. We'll have this come up and then like drop and then come back up. Yeah, and then it has like that kind of weird echo out. I really like that. I do think I probably want to add one last thing. No, not right now. I do know I need to record all these into actual audio tracks. And so for that, I'm just going to do, this is going to be from the kick chords. This is going to be from input to matriarch. All right. And then now all I need to do is hit record on these three and then let the track run, record those out. Then we can export all these stems and hop over into Touchdesigner. So I'm gonna let this record, and while it does, I'm gonna run to the restroom. Make sure it records though. You see, this is why I said I'm gonna make sure it records, because I was only recording one track. Perfect. I'm also gonna swap over the video. Well, guys, I'm still unable to get through that fucking door. Um, oh, I should probably tell Ableton to stop recording. All right, so now this will be the fun part where I randomly get muted as I export tracks. I will trim off this side. Okay. I'm going to delete these because I think they might export something. But yeah, so now we have all these tracks. I'll probably name these. All right, none of these got creative names. So we have chords, glitchy, and motion. But then we should also be able to do these. So Ableton pro tip, we go to export all individual tracks. Okay, yeah, so we select these and then we hit export selected tracks only. And yeah, to the end. We'll export as waves. And so for like 5 minutes, I will be inaudible. I realize that I'm actually probably audible this way. Ableton crashed. We're gonna try. I'm inaudible without Ableton through my normal microphone, so we're chilling over here while Ableton is trying to restore my life. So it's a good thing it let me save though right before it crashed, because I did not save this entire project. And now my cats have taken down the green screen. This is just getting better and better as we go. I fucking hate my life. And Ableton is still loading. God damn it. Alright, well this has now just become a Mario 64 live stream. We're gonna play Mario 64. Maybe I can get through this window, guys. I'm not ass at this game, I swear. I thought it was, I knew which one it was, but I obviously don't. Oh wait, I'm all turned around. Bro, is it just like the effect? Like, if I turn this off, am I gonna be better? Nope, still just as, oh, okay. Ableton has loaded back up. Let's see if our project, or if I am audible in my project once again. Hello. Hello. No, I am not audible in that project. That is kind of ass. Why is it doing this? Alright, so new strategy is I'm just gonna do this real quick, and then hopefully our audio returns when I make a new project file. So we're just gonna export these out. Alright, and back to Mario 64. You see, I'm not sure why I can't jump into the portal. Yeah, as you can see, I have 83 stars. I've beaten the game. I've lost the ability to jump through this fucking window. I know it's not this one. Oh, well, that would explain it. Okay, I've been just going at the wrong window this whole time. I thought I knew this game better. Now we can go for the ultra fucking hard challenge. Shit, I don't know if I can do this one. No, too hard. Okay. And Ableton has been at 0% doing this project. I hate my existence. Can I tell it to cancel? Okay, Ableton crashed again. We're gonna not try to open our project. We're just gonna let life kind of control us at this point. And Mario's the only thing that works, so we're gonna beat this level while this fucking thing tries to open. I'm feeling more confident on this slide. I can see something this time. Okay, well, I'm a little less confident. Okay. We are not going for any high scores on this one. And Ableton is still loading. Let's fucking go. It's times like this I would probably just reset my computer and hope for the best, but I really don't feel like turning off my stream and then turning it back on. So if I go off, I'm done, but I don't want to be done, so I'm just going to play Mario and keep my fingers crossed. Farther along than I was last round. Let's fucking go. Fuck yeah. Okay. 22 seconds. Oh, and just like that, Ableton has reopened. Let's try opening our prior project file. And hope that maybe it works. Alright, there's just something about this project file that Ableton really doesn't like, so we are gonna try to figure that one out. Guys, I'm getting depressed. I just want this to work. But bro, it is totally over. Ableton is like my computer. I am surprised the stream is still going at this point. My computer is acting all sorts of fucked up. So we're gonna go try to fight. We're gonna go fight the first instance of Bowser while we wait, because I'm not confident in my ability to fight Big Bowser, and I really need a win right about now, guys. We need a W. We have been only handed L's, so we're gonna go. You see, as baited, it's not the princess. It was. I was convinced that if I tried hard enough, I could reach that, or the Princess Peach, and not have to do this, but that is actually not the case. I don't think I could do this at all if I've never played Mario 64. Like, I'm really just banking on the fact that I recognize aspects of this. Fuck. Oh, well, we are not getting that extra life. Or maybe we did. I really can't tell. And I didn't know what my life total was. Bam! Okay, the project is open, but it is still not recognizing my microphone. That is lovely. Okay, one last little potential, maybe this will work, fingers crossed. Am I coming? I am not. Okay, well. Yeah, guys, this is a bust. My computer literally won't play audio whatsoever anymore. This is really sad. We'll give it one last go. Yep. All right.